The air was thick with dust and fire. Pieces of broken reapers lay scattered across the desert like metal bones. Some still sparked. Others smoked quietly. Earth had hit back, and it had worked. But this small victory was not enough. In the underground base, people moved fast. Scientists studied the strange towers Scout had activated. Soldiers prepared for more attacks. Generals from different countries joined the video calls. Everyone now understood one thing. Earth was under attack from something far more powerful than anything they had ever seen. General Harris stood in the middle of the command room. His eyes were tired, but focused. "Scout," he said, "you told us there were old defenses. How many more like these towers are there?" Scout's eyes glowed faintly as he connected to the base's system. Many, hidden across the planet, buried deep, forgotten for centuries. But who built them? Helen, the scientist, asked. "Humans." Scout looked at her for a long moment. Then he said, "Not exactly. A long time ago, your ancestors made contact with others. Powerful beings. Not aliens like me. Something else. They gave Earth knowledge, tools to protect itself. But that knowledge was lost in time, buried in myth, in story, in ruins." Helen stared at him. "You're saying Earth had helped thousands of years ago, and we forgot?" "Yes," Scout nodded. "But not everything is gone. Some defenders still sleep beneath your world." Outside the base, soldiers searched the desert. One of them, a young man named Ray, found a strange symbol on a rock wall. It began to glow when he touched it. The ground shook. Then a section of the desert opened like a door. From inside, something rose. It was tall, made of stone and metal. A giant humanoid figure, part robot, part machine, part unknown. Its eyes lit up with golden light. It looked around slowly. Then it spoke, in a deep, slow voice. "Protocol Alpha. Planet defense activated." Ray fell back, stunned. Others ran over, watching in awe. The giant looked up at the sky, then took a step forward, causing the ground to tremble. Back in the base, alarms went off. "Sir," shouted a soldier, "we have energy readings across the world. Ancient sites are lighting up." Images appeared on the screens, pyramids in Egypt glowing, temples in Asia shaking, underwater ruins in the Atlantic releasing bubbles of light. Scout smiled. "They're waking up." At the same time, high above Earth, the alien fleet had arrived. More black ships now filled the sky, each larger than the last. They surrounded Earth like a cage. Inside the command ship, the alien general stared at the planet below. "Send the message," he said coldly. A giant hologram appeared in Earth's atmosphere. Every screen, every phone, every signal suddenly showed the same alien face, emotionless, cold, and full of power. "This world belongs to the Zarkan Dominion. You have one choice: surrender or be erased." People all across the world froze. Fear spread fast, but not everyone was afraid. In a mountain range, another ancient guardian woke from its stone prison. In the middle of the ocean, a great underwater weapon opened its eyes and powered up. In the jungle, forgotten ruins came to life, pulsing with energy. Earth was not defenseless. Earth had been sleeping, but now it was waking. Scout stood beside General Harris. "This is not the time to fear. This is the time to unite." Harris nodded. "Then let's make history." Across the globe, humans began working with the ancient tech. Scientists used new data from Scout to activate systems. Engineers used parts from fallen reapers to power old machines. Soldiers trained beside the awakened guardians, learning to fight together. The first full battle began in the skies above Europe. Alien ships rained down plasma fire, but the ancient towers launched golden beams of energy, breaking the enemy's formation. Earth fighters flew in formation with robotic guardians, targeting the invaders. On the ground, reapers returned in greater numbers, but they were met by humans riding mechanical beasts. ancient war engines reawakened by Earth's own secrets. Scout, watching the world fight back, whispered to himself, "They were right to fear you. You are not weak. You are dangerous." In space, the alien general watched in silence. His face tightened. He turned to his officers. "We miscalculated. This planet, it remembers too much. We must crush them now before they remember who they truly are." Back on Earth, Helen ran to Scout with urgent news. "We've found something," she said, breathless. "A central core, deep under Antarctica. It's the heart of the ancient defense network." Scout's eyes widened. "Then we must reach it. If we activate the core, we can end this war before it begins." General Harris ordered immediate action. A special team was sent toward the frozen south. Time was running out. Earth was fighting back, but the enemy had not yet used its full power. It was a quiet night in the desert. The stars above were bright, and the wind moved slowly across the sand. Nothing seemed unusual. But then, without warning, a strange light appeared in the sky. It wasn't a shooting star. It wasn't a plane. It moved too fast, too sharp, and too silent. People in nearby towns saw it, and many took out their phones to record it. Some thought it was a meteor. Others believed it was a secret military plane. But it was neither. The object crashed into the desert with a deep, distant boom. The ground shook a little. No fire, no explosion, just a quiet crash, like something heavy had fallen from the sky and dug itself into the earth. Within hours, government satellites noticed the impact zone. A small team of scientists and soldiers was sent to investigate. They arrived before sunrise. What they found left them speechless. There was a black, round object half buried in the sand. It wasn't big, about the size of a small car. It had no windows, no doors, and no markings. But it was not from Earth. That much was clear. The material felt cold, smooth, and hard like metal, but it didn't reflect light. One of the scientists touched it and immediately pulled his hand back. "It's humming," he whispered. "It's alive." The team quickly set up lights and cameras. Drones flew above, recording everything. A few soldiers stayed back, weapons ready, in case something dangerous happened. They didn't know what this object was, or if something was inside. Then, something did happen. A thin line appeared on the surface of the object. It opened slowly, like a crack in the metal, and then expanded into a door. The soldiers raised their guns. Everyone held their breath. A strange mist rolled out of the pod, glowing softly. And then, a figure stepped out. It was tall, humanoid, wearing a dark, smooth suit with no visible eyes or mouth. It moved slowly, calmly, and did not show any threat. One of the soldiers shouted, "Hands up, don't move." But the figure didn't react. It simply looked around, taking in the desert, the sky, the people. Then it spoke. Its voice was deep, but not loud. "Where am I?" The scientists looked at each other in shock. The alien had spoken perfect English. "You're on Earth," one of the scientists replied, stepping forward. "Who are you? Why are you here?" The figure paused, then said, "I don't know. I was sent here to observe, but something went wrong. My memory is not complete." The team was confused. Was this being lying? Was it part of an invasion? Or was it truly lost? They decided to bring it back to their underground base. The journey was quiet. The alien did not resist. It simply watched everything with curious eyes. Inside the base, they ran tests. Its suit was made from unknown material. Its DNA was not fully human, but not fully alien either. It was something in between. The scientists began to wonder, was this a clone? A creation? A messenger? After some rest, the figure asked for a name. The scientists called it Scout, because they believed it was a scout sent to explore Earth. But they were wrong. As time passed, Scout began to remember things. He spoke about stars being consumed, galaxies falling into silence, and voices crying for help across space. He spoke of a great empire, the Zarkon Dominion, a powerful alien race that had conquered hundreds of planets. They destroy first, Scout said, then ask questions. If they find value, they take it. If not, they burn it. One scientist asked, "And you were one of them?" Scout looked away. "I was made by them, grown in a lab, sent to watch. But something changed. I saw your planet. I felt something I had never felt before. Life, color, sound, emotion." Scout placed a hand on the table. "I do not want them to destroy Earth." The scientists and military leaders were stunned. Could they trust him? Was he truly on their side? Or was this a trick? But then the warning came. Deep in space, an Earth satellite picked up something. A signal. It was weak but real. Not from Earth. Not from anywhere nearby. It was alien, and it was coming closer. The message was short. "Scout Unit 93 has not reported. Initiate retrieval." Everyone in the room went silent. The generals stared at the screen. The scientists looked at each other. Retrieval? That didn't sound like a rescue. That sounded like cleanup. Scout stood up slowly. "They're coming." "How many?" a general asked. Scout replied, "If they think Earth is weak, only a small force. One ship, maybe two. And if they think Earth is strong." Scout looked the general in the eyes. "Then they will send the fleet." Outside, the wind blew across the desert. The sky was clear. But something had changed. The stars didn't feel so peaceful anymore. Somewhere out there, in the cold black of space, something terrible was waking up. And it was heading straight for Earth. The stars above Earth were peaceful, but the calm would not last. Far beyond the moon, in the cold darkness of space, a black ship moved silently toward Earth. It had no lights, no signal, and no sound. But its shape was terrifying. Sharp edges, huge size, and glowing red engines that looked like eyes. This was not a ship made for peace. Inside the alien ship, tall creatures stood in a command center. Their skin was gray and dry, their faces without emotion. One of them wore a dark cloak and had metal wires running through his skull. He was the commander. He looked at the screen showing Earth's blue surface. Target planet identified. Scout 93 failed to report. Mission: retrieve or eliminate. Then prepare for harvest. A younger alien spoke. "Shall we open communication with the humans?" The commander did not even look at him. "No, they are not worth words." Back on Earth, deep in the underground base, Scout sat alone in a cold room. The lights flickered. A guard stood outside, hand on his weapon. The humans were not sure if Scout could be trusted. He had helped them. He had warned them. But he was still an alien, made by enemies. In the control room, General Harris watched radar screens. "Anything?" he asked. A young technician replied, "Sir, one signal. Faint but growing stronger. It's coming fast." General Harris leaned closer. "Location?" "Outer orbit. But sir, it wasn't there before." "Get me a visual." The screen blinked, then showed a black shape moving in the darkness. It was massive. The room fell silent. Everyone knew. They were here. General Harris picked up the phone and gave one order: alert the world. But it was too late. The alien ship dropped from orbit like a black dagger. It didn't slow down. It didn't send a message. It flew straight toward Earth's surface and stopped over a large desert. The same desert where Scout had fallen. People looked up into the sky. Cities in the region went quiet. The ship hovered above them like a storm cloud. Then, beams of red light shot down, hitting military bases, power stations, and satellites. Not bombs, disruption weapons. Earth's systems began to fail. Electricity vanished in key areas. Communications were cut. Satellites blinked out. In the base, lights flickered. Then backup systems came online. "Damn it," General Harris shouted. "They're disabling us before we can even fight." One soldier turned to him. "Should we attack?" "Not yet. We need to understand what they want." But Scout already knew. He stood at the glass, watching the panic inside the control room. Then he turned and said quietly, "They're not here to talk." Two guards entered the room. "Scout, you need to come with us." He didn't resist. He walked with them to the control room. General Harris looked at him. "Can you talk to them? Make them stop?" Scout shook his head. "They don't speak. They take. You were right not to trust me. But now, I'm your only hope." "Then help us." Scout stepped forward. "I need access to a satellite array and an energy source." "What for?" "To show them we are not weak." In orbit, the alien commander received no reply from Earth. "They are not responding." He raised a clawed hand. "Then begin testing. Deploy Reapers." From under the alien ship, black, spider-like machines dropped from the sky. They landed on Earth like meteors, each one standing tall with red glowing eyes. They began scanning, hunting, and destroying anything that moved. Cities panicked. Streets filled with people running. Cars crashed. Lights died. And the Reapers marched forward. In one city, a young girl hid behind a wall as a Reaper scanned the street. She held her little brother close, whispering, "Don't move." In the desert, Scout worked quickly, connecting wires and activating ancient Earth tech hidden under the sand. His fingers moved fast. His eyes glowed faint blue. The tech responded to him. The humans watched in shock as old structures rose from the ground. Metal towers shaped like spires. "What is this?" asked Helen, the lead scientist. Scout replied, "This world had defenders once. You forgot them, but I remember." The spires lit up. A pulse shot into the sky. The alien ship in orbit shook. The screens inside the ship began to flicker. The commander stepped forward. "What is that?" The young alien officer answered, "Unknown signal. Energy levels rising. It's coming from the planet. Destroy it." But it was too late. Scout turned to the humans. "They sent Reapers to test your fear. Now, show them your rage." From underground bunkers across Earth, hidden weapons came online. Weapons powered by ancient technology. Weapons meant to protect the planet long ago. Energy beams fired into the sky. Reapers exploded. Alien machines were pushed back. The fight had begun. But this was only the start. The alien commander narrowed his eyes at the growing resistance. "Prepare the fleet," he growled. The final phase was coming. But for the first time in history, the galaxy was about to learn something the aliens had never believed. Humans don't give up. They fight harder when they're scared. And they never fight alone. The cold winds of Antarctica screamed across the white land. Ice cracked beneath the weight of tanks and snow crawlers. The sky above was cloudy and gray, hiding the stars, and the enemy ships watching from orbit. A secret mission had begun. A team of Earth's best soldiers, scientists, and engineers moved through the snow toward a location hidden for thousands of years. Scout led them. He walked with confidence, his glowing blue eyes focused on something far beneath the ice. "This way," he said. "We are close." General Harris was not far behind. He sat inside a transport vehicle, watching the frozen land through the window. "Why is this core so important?" he asked Scout through a radio. Scout answered, "The core is the heart of Earth's ancient defense system. If we activate it, Earth will rise. If we fail, the aliens will destroy everything." Helen, sitting beside the general, looked at a map on her tablet. "The signal is deep. We'll need to dig through 2 kilometers of solid ice." "Then start now," General Harris ordered. Machines moved into place. Giant drills began cutting into the ice. The sound echoed across the frozen valley. Everyone worked fast. The air was full of tension. The enemy could strike at any time. In space, aboard the largest alien ship, the alien commander stood in front of a giant screen showing Earth's surface. "They have found the core," said his second officer. The commander's eyes narrowed. "Send the shadow hunters. Do not let them reach it." On Earth, black ships broke away from the alien fleet and flew toward Antarctica at high speed. They carried deadly troops, fast, silent, and built for one thing: destruction. Meanwhile, the drilling team hit something hard. Not ice, not rock. Metal. The drill stopped. The ground beneath them shook. A giant circle, like a door, revealed itself. Strange lights pulsed along its edge. Scout stepped forward. He placed his hand on the metal. The lights turned blue. "It's still alive," he said. The door began to open slowly. Steam hissed out. A long staircase led downward into darkness. General Harris, Helen, Scout, and a small team went inside. They entered a massive underground chamber. Walls made of silver and stone, filled with alien writing and glowing symbols. In the center was a huge sphere, floating in the air, surrounded by rings that moved slowly, like a machine waking from sleep. Helen stared in wonder. "This is the core." Scout nodded. "Yes, and we must activate it before they arrive." Suddenly, alarms rang out above. The radio crackled with panic. "This is Eagle Base. Enemy ships inbound. Black units are landing." General Harris grabbed the mic. "Hold the line. Do not let them reach the core." Outside, the black alien ships landed like falling knives. Doors opened. Shadow hunters rushed out, tall, fast, with armor that shimmered like smoke. Their weapons made no sound, but they cut through soldiers and machines with deadly precision. Earth's defenders fought back. Snow turned red. Bullets, lasers, and fire filled the battlefield. In the core chamber, Scout touched the floating sphere. The room lit up. Holograms appeared, memories of Earth's past, ancient humans working beside strange beings, towers being built, weapons being hidden. Helen gasped. This is proof. Proof that we were never alone." Scout focused. He spoke in a language no one understood. The rings around the core began to spin faster. Energy filled the room. The lights turned white, then gold. Outside, the battle grew more desperate. Shadow hunters pushed closer to the entrance. Earth soldiers fell one by one. Ray, the young soldier who had found the first Guardian in the desert, stood beside the entrance, holding his rifle tight. His face was bloody, but his eyes were full of fire. "We won't let them pass," he said. Just then, one of the ancient Guardians appeared, walking through the snow like a metal giant. It crushed two shadow hunters with its foot and fired a beam of light that tore through the enemy ranks. Back inside, Scout gave a final command to the core. "Activate planetary defense. Wake the sentinels." The sphere pulsed once. Then, with a loud hum, it shot a beam of energy upward through the ice, into the sky, and beyond. Around the world, hidden structures lit up. Mountains moved. Oceans boiled. Clouds twisted. The ancient machines of Earth were waking up, all of them. The alien fleet saw the energy wave and knew what it meant. The alien commander hissed, "We are too late. Earth has awakened." General Harris turned to Scout. "Is it done?" Scout nodded. "Yes. The core is active. Earth is now ready for war." But Helen looked worried. "You said these machines are powerful, but can we control them?" Scout looked at her. "You don't control them. You fight beside them. Or not at all." Suddenly, the ground shook. The roof of the chamber cracked. An alien ship was firing from above. "Everyone out," Harris shouted. The team ran back up the stairs as explosions rocked the ice. The war for Earth had begun. But this time, Earth was not alone. It had defenders. It had warriors. It had fire. And it had something even more powerful: It had humans who refused to kneel. The sky above Earth was no longer blue. It was filled with war. Alien ships circled the planet like hungry vultures, black and silver in color. They moved fast, like sharks in space. Thousands of them. They had weapons strong enough to destroy cities. Earth looked small in front of them. Weak. Easy. But Earth was not weak anymore. The core beneath the ice had awakened Earth's hidden weapons. Old machines, sleeping for thousands of years, now rose from mountains, oceans, deserts, and forests. Some looked like giant beasts. Others flew like birds made of metal and light. They were old, but powerful. Scout stood in the new command center, deep inside Earth's underground base. His glowing blue eyes watched the sky through a giant screen. "They're coming," he said. General Harris stood beside him. He wore a black battle suit now. His voice was calm, but strong. "Let them come." Across Earth, people looked up. From big cities to small villages, everyone could see them. The alien fleet was blocking the stars. Fear returned, but this time it was different. Now humanity had hope. In space, the alien commander looked down at Earth. His voice echoed through his warship. "Begin full attack. Wipe them out." The first wave of alien fighters dropped into Earth's atmosphere. Fire streaked across the sky. Explosions lit up the clouds. But Earth was ready. From the oceans, flying machines shaped like stingrays launched into the sky. From volcanoes, spinning towers fired golden lasers into the air. From old temples, stone eagles flew, their wings spreading fire. The sky turned into a battlefield. Alien fighters met Earth's defenders midair. The battle was fast, loud, and deadly. Boom! A silver alien ship exploded as one of Earth's guardians struck it with a lightning bolt. Boom! Another ship was hit by missiles fired from an ancient satellite that had reactivated after sleeping for centuries. Inside one of Earth's fighter jets, Ray, the young soldier from the desert, gripped the controls tightly. He flew in formation with two ancient drone-like machines beside him. They responded to his movements like they could read his mind. "Let's give them a welcome," Ray said, diving into battle. He fired missiles, dodged plasma beams, and shouted as one of the enemy ships exploded in front of him. Back on the ground, Helen was in the main control room, tracking the ancient systems across the planet. "South America's Guardian has engaged the enemy fleet," she reported. "Asia's tower is powering up now." Scout turned to her. "Keep feeding the data to all units. Earth must fight as one." The alien commander was angry now. He had underestimated Earth. Again. "These machines, how did they survive this long?" he shouted. His second officer replied, "They are connected to something deep, something old. We can't break their code." The commander slammed his fist down. "Then burn them all." A huge alien warship broke away from the fleet. It was shaped like a hammer. Its weapon was a city killer. It began charging. Back on Earth, satellites detected the energy spike. "Sir," Helen said to General Harris, "they're targeting New York." "No," Harris whispered. "Not again." He pressed a red button on the table. "All units, protect the city. Intercept that ship now." Ray heard the command. He turned his jet upward and pushed full speed. The two ancient drones flew beside him. Above the city, people looked up in fear. The clouds glowed red. The alien ship was ready to fire. Then, 3 streaks of blue light cut across the sky. Ray and the drones reached the alien ship. He didn't wait. He locked on and fired both missiles. The drones followed, shooting beams of golden energy. Boom! The alien ship was hit, but not destroyed. Its weapon continued to charge. Then, something massive appeared. One of Earth's oldest guardians, shaped like a dragon made of glass and metal, rose from the Atlantic Ocean. Its wings were wide as mountains. Its mouth opened and fired a beam of pure energy into the alien ship's core. Boom! This time, The alien ship exploded completely. The city was saved. Cheers erupted across Earth. People cried. People clapped. For the first time, they saw what humanity and Earth could do when they stood together. In space, the alien commander watched in silence. His cold, dark eyes showed fear for the first time. "They're not just fighting," he whispered. "They're evolving." Scout looked at the sky. He knew this was only the beginning. "The enemy is scared now," he said. General Harris nodded. "But they won't stop. We have to end this." Helen spoke up. "Then we need to hit their command ship. That's the brain of the invasion. Destroy it, and the rest will fall." A plan began to form. Earth would not just defend anymore. Now, Earth would strike back. Here is part 6. Strike at the Heart, written in third person, using simple English, around 880 words, full of tension, teamwork, and daring action to keep your audience hooked till the end. The war in the skies had changed. Earth was no longer just defending. Now, Earth was ready to attack. In the underground base, the mood was tense. Scout stood at the center of the war room, pointing at a large screen. It showed the alien command ship, the biggest and most dangerous ship in the enemy fleet. It floated high above Earth, surrounded by smaller warships. It was the brain, the heart. Destroying it would change everything. "This is where we hit them," Scout said. "If we destroy this ship, their army will break." General Harris looked at the map and nodded. "What's the plan?" Helen stepped forward. "There's a weak spot, a power core on the underside of the command ship. It's protected, but not impossible to reach." "We'll need a team," Scout added. "A small one. Fast. Brave." Ray, the young pilot who had already proven himself, stepped into the room. His face was calm, but his eyes burned with fire. "I'll go," he said. Scout smiled. "I thought you'd say that." The team was chosen. Ray, flying the fastest jet on Earth. Helen, for tech and hacking. Scout, to guide them through alien systems. And 2 elite soldiers to provide cover. They called the mission Strike at the Heart. As Earth's defenders kept fighting in the skies, the team launched from a hidden base in Iceland. Their jet was sleek and silent, protected by one of Earth's ancient stealth shields. The alien sensors wouldn't see them, not right away. "We have 10 minutes before they notice us," Helen said, checking her screen. "Once we're in, we go straight for the core." The stars outside were cold and endless. Ahead, the command ship grew larger. It was a floating city, covered in glowing towers and deadly weapons. Ray tightened his grip on the controls. "We only get one shot." Scout's voice was calm. "Then let's make it count." As they got close, the ship's defenses came alive. Lasers shot out. Missiles launched. The jet spun, dodged, and dived. Ray moved like a dancer in the sky, faster than anyone thought possible. Boom! A missile flew past, missing by inches. "We're hit," shouted one of the soldiers. "Stabilizing," Ray said, fixing the jet's path. They reached the underside of the command ship. A glowing red circle marked the power core. It pulsed like a heartbeat. "Right there," Helen shouted. "That's our target." Ray brought the jet close, and the team jumped out with jetpacks. Floating in space, they moved toward the core. Scout began unlocking the alien codes, while Helen hacked the shield. "Cover us," she shouted. The 2 soldiers fired back as alien drones swarmed in, fast and deadly. One soldier was hit and screamed, spinning into space. "Keep going," the other yelled. Scout finally cracked the code. Shield down, Helen planted the bomb. 5 minutes to detonation. Suddenly, an alien officer appeared, flying toward them. His armor was dark and sharp. His voice echoed inside their helmets. "You think you can stop us?" He threw a blade of energy. It hit the second soldier, who fell back, unconscious. Scout flew at the alien, clashing midair. Sparks flew as they fought. Scout was strong, fast, part machine, part legend. But the alien was brutal. Ray flew back around in the jet. "Hold on," he shouted. He aimed and fired. Boom! The alien was hit and thrown away, lost in space. Scout, breathing hard, nodded. "Thank you." Helen checked the timer. 1 minute. They raced back to the jet and flew off, dodging fire as the command ship's defenses went wild. Behind them, the power core glowed bright, then exploded. Boom! The shockwave tore through the command ship. Fire spread. Towers fell. One by one, systems failed. Lights went out. The ship began to fall, crashing into its own fleet. On Earth, everyone watched the sky. A huge fireball lit the stars. "The command ship, it's gone," someone shouted. Cheers echoed across cities, mountains, and seas. People cried, laughed, hugged. In the underground base, General Harris stood in silence. A tear rolled down his cheek. "They did it," he whispered. Scout, Ray, and Helen returned to Earth. Their jet landed safely. As they stepped out, people clapped, shouted, and saluted. They were heroes now, symbols of Earth's courage. But Scout looked up at the sky. "It's not over yet," he said. Helen frowned. "What do you mean?" "We destroyed their command." "Yes," Scout said. "But now they know the truth. Humanity is stronger than they thought. Smarter, braver, that scares them. And scared enemies come back harder." Ray looked at the stars. "Then let them come," he said. "This time, we'll be ready." The sky was calm again, but the world had changed forever. Across Earth, people stood under the open sky, watching the stars with new eyes. For the first time in history, all of humanity had come together, not just to survive, but to win. The alien command ship was gone. Their fleet was broken, and Earth had awakened powers that had been sleeping for thousands of years. But everyone knew one thing: it wasn't the end. It was just the beginning. Scout stood at the edge of a mountain, looking out across the horizon. The wind touched his face gently. He was quiet, still. Inside him, ancient memories were moving again. Helen stood beside him, holding a tablet filled with signals and messages. "The aliens are retreating," she said. "What's left of their fleet is leaving the solar system. But they'll return." Scout finished. Helen nodded. "Yes, maybe with more ships, bigger weapons, a larger army." Scout looked up. "Then we must be ready. We can't wait for them to come again." Back in the command center, General Harris met with world leaders, scientists, and soldiers from every continent. The room was filled with voices, hope, and new purpose. "We have a choice," Harris said. "We can rebuild, or we can rise." "What do you mean?" asked one of the world leaders. "I mean, we don't wait here on Earth. We go to them." The room fell silent. "You want to attack the alien homeworld?" someone asked. Harris shook his head. "No, not yet. But we send a message, a strong one. We show the galaxy that Earth will never kneel, that humans don't run. We explore, we build, we fight, if we must. But we will never, ever be slaves." People around the world began working together in ways never seen before. Engineers from Japan worked with miners in Africa. Scientists from India shared labs with researchers from Brazil. They weren't from different nations anymore. They were from Earth. They called it the RISE Project. Old space stations were repaired. New starships were built, using both human science and ancient Earth tech. Some ships had bodies of steel and wings of light. Others were living machines, connected to Earth's ancient core. Ray stood inside one of the new ships, looking at its controls. "This thing flies like a dream," he smiled. "You sure you're ready to go out there?" Helen asked, walking in. Ray laughed. "After what we've been through, I'm ready for anything." Helen smiled, but her eyes held worry. What if we find something worse out there? Ray looked serious now. Then we show them the same thing we showed the last ones, that humans may look small, but we fight big. Scout entered the ship, fully suited in new armor, black, silver, and blue. He looked more human now, but his eyes still held the light of the ancients. "I've uploaded the coordinates of several alien worlds," he said. "Places they control, places they fear losing. We won't attack. We'll visit. We'll show them Earth is awake now." "And if they attack again?" Helen asked. Scout smiled softly. "Then we burn their sky." The first fleet of Earth ships launched one by one. Families waved goodbye. Soldiers saluted. Children watched with wide eyes. For the first time, Earth was not just a planet defending itself. It was becoming a force. The galaxy noticed. On a distant alien world, the same alien commander who had ordered Earth's invasion sat in silence. He watched the news through hacked signals. Earth ships entering deep space. Earth flags rising on moons. Human voices speaking across stars. "Impossible," he whispered. "They were just primitives." Another alien leader stepped into the room. "You were wrong," she said. "They were not primitives. They were sleeping lions." The commander turned away. "Then we prepare. Next time, we strike harder." But even he knew, next time, things would be different. Because Earth had changed. Scout, Helen, and Ray stood together on the bridge of the lead ship. In front of them, the stars stretched like a road. Ray turned to Scout. "Where to now?" Scout smiled. "Forward." The engines lit up, and Earth's new fleet moved into space. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer a quiet voice on a small blue planet. It was a rising storm, and the galaxy would never forget it.